The United Nations Security Council convened its virtual meeting to address the soaring violence in the Israel-Palestinian conflict, with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres calling for an immediate ceasefire. Guterres appealed to Israelis and Palestinians in Gaza to immediately stop the appalling escalation in fighting, asking all sides to return to negotiations with the goal of a two-state solution.
We meet today amid the most serious escalation in Gaza and Israel in years. The current hostilities are utterly appalling. This latest round of violence only perpetuates the cycles of death, destruction and despair, and pushes farther to the horizon any hopes of coexistence and peace. Fighting must stop. It must stop immediately. Rockets and mortars on one side, the aerial and artillery bombardments on the other must stop. I appeal to all parties to heed this call. The United Nations is actively engaging all sides towards an immediate ceasefire. The hostilities have already caused unconscionable death, immense suffering, and damage to vital infrastructure.
Israel and Palestine clashed at the virtual meeting, with Palestinian Foreign Minister accusing Israel of war crimes. While Riyad al-Malili voiced regret over the deaths of Israelis, he urged the Security Council to examine the power balance.
Israel is killing Palestinians in Gaza, one family at a time. Israel is trying to uproot Palestinians from Jerusalem, expelling families, one home, one neighborhood at a time. Israel is persecuting our people, committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. Some may not want to use these words, war crimes and crimes against humanity, but they know they are true. Israel is unapologetic and relentless in pursuing its colonial policies.
Israel, on the other hand, said that the violence was premeditated by Hamas, urging for a condemnation of the group during the UN session. Erdogan added that Hamas escalated tensions due to internal Palestinian politics after the Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas delayed the elections.
Over the last week, millions of Israeli children, women, and men have been huddling in bomb shelters, while thousands of Hamas rockets landed all around them. Hamas has murdered 10 people in Israel, Jews and Arabs, and hundreds of its rockets have fallen short upon the people of Gaza itself, killing Palestinian children and destroying Palestinian homes. Hamas is carrying out its terror attacks while hiding behind Palestinian houses, schools, and hospitals, deliberately using civilians as human shields.
Now, India expressed deep concerns over the escalating Israel-Palestinian violence, calling for immediate de-escalation as the need of the hour. India's ambassador to the United Nations, T.S. Tirumurthy, urged both sides to show extreme restraint. He also reiterated India's strong support to the Palestinian cause and its unwavering commitment to the two-state solution. He also condemned the indiscriminate rocket firing from Gaza into Israel, targeting the civilian population in Israel. Tirumurthy also mentioned the special place Jerusalem holds in the hearts of Indians.
We reiterate our strong condemnation of all acts of violence, provocation, incitement, and destruction. Immediate de-escalation is the need of the hour, so as to arrest any further slide towards the brink. We urge both sides to show extreme restraint, desist from actions that exacerbate tensions, and refrain from attempts to unilaterally change the existing status quo, including in East Jerusalem and its neighborhood. We support the diplomatic efforts of the Quartet and other members of the international community, the countries in the region in particular, to calm the situation and put an end to the ongoing violence and seek to achieve durable peace. These incidents have once again underscored the need for immediate resumption of dialogue between Israel and Palestinian authorities. The absence of direct and meaningful negotiations between the parties is widening the trust deficit between the parties.
India also paid homage to Soumya Santosh, a 30-year-old Indian woman who was killed in one of the rocket attacks fired from Gaza at Israel. Santosh hailed from Kerala's Idukki district and worked as a caregiver in the Israeli coastal city of Ashkelon. She was reportedly talking to her husband over video call when the rocket fell at her residence. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.